Oh. I actually didn't realize I could get, I can get research points for this.
The little ones, they are not longer infused with Adam. They are as vulnerable as any child.
Are you kidding me? That thing fucking annihilated her.
If the little one falls, you can call for another.
Well, if there's an achievement, I'm not gonna get it now.
Even one is a sin.
That was bullshit. It just flat out destroyed her in like 2 seconds. That was cheap. That was really cheap. Damn.
Hurry, Mr. B. Angels are waiting for a kiss. Mr. B, I can see the angels dancing in the sky. Hurry, hurry, Mr. Bubbles. Be a slowpoke, Mr. B. Angels don't wait for slowpoke. I'm a star! Vacuum rock! Time to go, Mr. B. Hurry, Mr. B.
What am I getting stuck on? Okay. That explosion took away half her health. That was just downright retarded. That random explosion that I had no control over took away half her health.
I'm ready for dream time, Mr. B. Don't be a slowpoke, Mr. B. Angels don't wait for slowpoke. I'm ready for dream time, Mr. B. go, Mr. B. Hurry! Hurry, Mr. Bubbles! Hurry, Mr. Bubbles! Hop, hop, Mr. B! No time to waste!
Hurry! The harvesting will draw the attention of the splicer.
Hurry, Mr. B! Hurry! Hurry, Mr. Time to go, Mr. B. Don't be a slowpoke, Mr. B.
You're the one that's a slowpoke.
Angels don't wait for slowpokes. Hurry, Mr. B. Angels are waiting Time to go, Mr. B.
Better for the girl to be with you. Better with you than alone. Alone in the crawling darkness.
Hurry! Hurry, Mr. Bubbles! Hurry, Mr. B. Angels are waiting for you. Hurry, Mr. B. Angel dancing in the sky. Hop, hop, Mr. B. No time to waste. Hurry, Mr. B. I can see the angels dancing in the sky. Don't be a slowpoke.
That might be plenty for the walking scrubs and the pencil pushers, but I need more. More! I want a splice!
Oh, here's the end.
Are you as good as my daddy?
Fontaine is nearby. You are reaching close.
You aren't? Smart daddies get spliced at the garden. Rise.
I think there's some Adam around here.
Angels are waiting for us. Oh, I'm ready for dream time, Mr. Bubbles. Hurry!
There! You must use the needle of the little sister to drain Fontaine of his atoms. It is the only way to defeat him.
Welcome to the Circus of Value!
Stick it in the bag, man!
Fontaine waits above. There will be no going back from here. Make sure you are ready. For
Bienvenido al... Muchas gracias, señor!
Director's commentary. That might come in handy. Who knows? I don't know how well it'll work against them. I thought they gave you Adam around here. Maybe since I harvested them all, they didn't? Oh well, I have plenty of health and Adam to deal, or Eve to deal with them. Alright. Quick save. And we will be at the end of the game. So the final part of this is probably going to be very small. I'm also probably going to end in here because I don't have Bioshock 2 Remastered installed. The game... Oh, thank God. I almost thought the game crashed.
Remember when me and the crowd put you in that sub? You were no more than 2. You were my ace in the hole, but you were also the closest thing I ever had to a son. And that's why this hurts. Betrayal, kid. Life ain't strictly business.
It didn't show up as hack until... There we are. And it's over. It's over. The game's over. he is a ridiculously easy boss.
I sent you topside. I called you back, showed you what you was capable of. Even that life you thought you had, that was something I dreamed up and had tattooed inside your head. Now, if you don't call that family, I don't know what is. And now,
And now time for the harvest ending.
They offered you everything, yes. And in return, you gave them what I have come to expect of you. Brutality. You took what you wanted. All the Adam, all the power. And the Rapture trembled. But in the end, even the Rapture was not enough for you. Your father was terrified the world would try to steal the secrets of his city. But not you, for now you have stolen the terrible secrets of the world.
So apparently we had access to nukes. 'Cause that's always smart. Why the hell did they bring a nuclear submarine to Rapture? But this isn't the Kanan ending anyway, the other one is. The other one's also... I also like the other one better. But now you get to see both. One from the original Bioshock and this one from the remaster. Still a fun game, even by today's standards, I think. It's on the easy side because of the Vita chambers. Even turning them off, you're still kind of like playing... You're kind of playing old school there as well. If you just save a lot, then you don't really have that much to worry about either. So I don't really think that turning the Vita chambers off is any more or less challenging. Also, the harder difficulties, I don't really consider that much of a challenge either, because all it is just stat differences. You do less damage, they do more to you. And sometimes it's almost impossible not to take a lot of damage, because you have 2 or 3 of them on you at once, and most of the enemies in this game don't miss if they shoot. They do miss sometimes, it's not like it's like 100% perfect. But they're very, very accurate, almost to an unreasonable degree. So it's not as bad as games where they literally auto-aim and every shot connects unless you take cover. It's not that bad. Well, when people played this game originally, it was for the story more than it was for the gameplay. Although the gameplay's not bad. Like, I never played the System Shock series, so I don't know any of the similarities between the first System Shock and this game, because apparently this takes a lot of what was explored in the first System Shock and just makes it into something different. I believe the first System Shock. I got that confused last time. Now, Bioshock 2 is not done by the same team. Bioshock 2... I don't think Ken Levine had any involvement in the second game in the series. It was only this one and Infinite. And of course, by extension, I think Burial at Sea as well. But yeah, I might be busy tomorrow. Tomorrow I have off, so I was planning on streaming, but I may have to... We'll see. I may end up being busy tomorrow. So, if I can't stream tomorrow, I'll stream Tuesday. If I can stream tomorrow, then I'm gonna take off Tuesday. If I can stream tomorrow, though, it's going to be an extended one. But yeah, I probably should have installed Bioshock 2 tonight. Although I would have really only would have had an hour to play it. But I'm all done. A lot of people seem to be busy, so this part is more for the YouTube video than anything, and the VOD. I'm actually starting to think that these challenges, I'm starting to think that this was in the original as well, and they were added as like DLC later on, along with all the additional plasmids. Let me see the museum. Oh, is this actual, like, can you move around in this? Huh. I don't think this is something new either. Might have been in the original as well. I don't know why they give you a health and a Eve bar, though. Maybe they just couldn't program that out. Slow Profum. Irrational's internal name for this prototype. Big Daddy variant. Mauled players with an enormous hook and fired iron bearings from a barrel. Become a fully functional AI, but the team eventually cut. Oh, so this is... Alright, so yeah, I think this was added to the remaster. Because they're talking about the other games with this. Later appeared in Bioshock 2 as the Rumbler, throwing miniature turrets instead of cannonballs. Yeah, because there's concept art in the background. Forest. Irrational as artists tend to envisage how an underwater city would actually function in this early conceptual work of Rapture. One idea imagined a thick forest for the purpose of oxygen exchange, seen here in the observational catwalk running around the edge. The concept of using trees for oxygen in exchange made it into the final game in the Arcadia level. That looked like it would be a little bit cooler, though. The concept. This almost looks like something from Half-Life. The Gatherer. May be hard to imagine that this creature, whose job it was to reclaim Adam from corpses around Rapture, was the earliest iteration of the idea behind the Little Sister. Since the Gatherer generated absolutely no sympathy from players, the team experimented with concepts for featuring a number of animals, including the infamous dog in a wheelchair, and later a grotesque miniature humanoid. Finally, a concept sketch for the deformed child inspired the Eureka moment responsible for the Little Sisters. Yeah, that literally looks like something from Half-Life. So it was probably a good idea that they changed it. People would be comparing it to that too much. That looks like a, what were those big guys called in Fallout? Stitchy. First splicer that Irrational created for Bioshock, Stitchy was used in many early concept demos and was fully functional in-game with kinematics, hit reactions, and voiceover. It took us that long to realize he wasn't a good model, says lead artist Sean Robertson. This is probably the worst abortion that Irrational has ever made. Got a shotgun, too. Doesn't even have a model. Early Splicer. These are some of the first concept sketches to show Bioshock's enemies moving in a more human-like direction. Artists coupled that approach with the idea that Adam deformed the body in a way that related to its intended function. For instance, a giant grotesque arm on a melee enemy. It almost looks like a mix of the liquor and the smoker and the charger from Left 4 Dead. I'm a little surprised this one didn't make it in. Pre-am hand. Before solidifying the fiction around Adam, Irrational experimented with the idea of it being an external injected substance. Here you can see us playing around with Adam being mechanically injected. So this splicer's got vials of it on his belt. The model was created but never made it into the game in any form. Yeah, they didn't. It's in a T-pose. They didn't even animate it yet. Test to human was a slow process. While early concepts saw the melee enemies grow monstrous arms, the teams had trouble conveying how someone who had spliced to become a marksman would appear. The concepts for the Rosie type of Big Daddy, who, like the bouncer, was envisioned as a construction worker who had been repurposed as a protector. Ah, here's more of them. Protector concept. Wait, maybe I should read them from left to right. Big Daddies, originally called Protectors, were envisioned as dive-suited construction workers retasked with the defense of Adam gatherers. Used construction tools or improvised weapons that looked like they had been found on the seafloor. From left to right are early concepts for the melee ranged and slow projectile protectors. Another splicer. Also looks really cool. It looks like the spider splicer. Hooker. Created around the same time as Stitchy and the Grenader, Splicer was dubbed the Hooker because of her weapon of choice. The concept evolved into the Spider Splicer when it was decided the Splicer monitors could fill any behavior role. and the hooker model later became the Baby Jane splicer. I guess Baby Jane was in Bioshock 2. Neptune's bounty level of Bioshock, with the bodies floating in the ocean, were cut late in development when their cast shadows proved too distracting from the action in the room. The location depicted here was built for the Vision demo of Bioshock, a small level demonstrating several of the key elements of the game, such as the Big Daddies and the Gatherers. Oh, looks like a boomer. Grenader. The Grey Elephantine Splicer was an early Grenader from the same period of development as Stitchy and Hooker. He was a guy who spliced, carry around giant grenades, and then throw them at you. This lead artist, Sean Roberts' model was built and textured but never animated. That one's also in a T-pose. Also, the grenade packs and the thing on its back are not textured. I looked at everything up there, right? Yeah. Exhibit Big Daddy concept art. This is an early concept depicting a Big Daddy bursting through a wall, which inspired the audio log in the Big Daddy training grounds area about a rogue Big Daddy. The player then encountered him at the end of the level. Oh yeah. Sub-Bay concept art is a concept sketch depicting what would later become Submarine Bay, an area which housed an important scene for Atlas. Looks like Sander Cohen's Hall. Fleet Hall, yeah. This early concept for Sander Cohen's Fleet Hall was created after level building had begun, when the developers found they were having difficulty conceptualizing the theater space. It was one of the earliest spaces built for Bioshock, and many of the assets used in the museum come from that area. Iconic Rapture concepts. This was the first image that really captured all the visual elements made Bioshock Bioshock. A large view of the ocean, the aquatic lighting scene, and the elegant Art Deco design elements. Without this image, Bioshock would have been a radically different beast. Also one that wasn't animated yet. Yamhand. This character, aggressively called Yamhand around Irrational Games, was the child at conceptual phase of preceded decision to go with human enemies. I'd point out the drawings behind the models, as lead artist Sean Robertson. You can see the top one got built, but the other two informed the design as well. As we trended more towards humanoids, the Scooby monsters got goofier and less scary. Some of the earliest pieces done for Bioshock, from back when Irrational was I didn't know that they worked on that game. Still working on SWAT 4. The only concrete ideas at that point were an undersea city and biological experimentation, so early concepts focused on those themes. SWAT 4 was a first-person shooter that actually used to be an isometric strategy game. And I never knew that Irrational had worked on that game, because I've seen gameplay of it. That was a game where every time someone shot, they would shoot you. Actually, in all honesty, I actually kind of thought that was developed by the same people who did Payday, because those games just seem very similar by comparison. I wonder if some of the team is still involved with that. And they just kind of split up. Exhibit early creature concepts. These were some of the earliest pieces done for Bioshock. Oh yeah. I do kind of like these. I like these two a lot. I kind of wish they were used again, but with the direction that they went, they couldn't. Like, I could see them mutating from, like, undersea animals that, like, ingested Adam. Slime from Slug. Blood on inside of glass ports, tarnished brass. This is the fourth protector concept originally created with an organic slug attached to it. A model was started but never completed, as the team narrowed their focus to 3 and finally just 2 Big Daddy types. I still like this as a protector. Started modeling and I was really pushed to get it, in, even as just a static model on the floor, but it never made it. I think that was one of the last concept designs for the splicers, before they went full humanoid. Missing link. There is missing link between the grotesque early designs and the human splicers that appeared in Bioshock. This is the last bad model we did before moving on to what actually went into the shipping game, says Sean. After playing with him for a while, we just said, why don't we use humans instead? I always thought of these as Scooby-Doo monsters because they were too inhuman to evoke empathy. I guess that's everything. And there's hanging sea life. Not as much as a concept as an Easter egg for the observant museum visitors. These sea creatures can be seen swimming past the player's view during the bathysphere ride. Yeah, I see them in the opening sequence. This is kind of cool. Especially if you're a game developer and you see like some of the steps that they go into. It's like a neat little... gives you a better understanding of just what goes into the different steps, what might have been included and what isn't included. But yeah, this is only in the remastered version. This was definitely not in the original. So, that's it for me.